Good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of Weekly Spark. Recently I had some work done in the house and a room got painted, and as part of that very exciting, home project, I looked at a lot of paint chips. And they're so colorful and they're so enticing and they're free. And I ended up bringing home a good stack, a good handful. And I'm going to do some pages inspired by them, inspired by the colors, and also some of the names of some of the colors, because I just find they're fun reading. It's fascinating. So let me turn the camera around and I'll show you this stash of little color palettes that I have, and then we can take it to the page. Okay, I'm just going to be working on one side here today, just a small spread, but I mean, look at this. The intense colors, the neutrals, the muted tones, the pastels. Yeah, I kind of went for it. And I'm feeling very purple today. I'm not quite sure why. Amethystina. Okay, that's made up. That's funny. Violet Obsession, Serenade, Mason Blue, which is kind of funny because it's not blue at all, and it's French, but whatever. I have a tendency to work with analogous color palettes, so this makes me want to pick, blues, maybe greens, or it makes me want to pick blues and even reds and oranges, things that are related to this, neighbors to this on the color wheel. If I pick yellow, it's opposite, then it's going to give it a lot more vibrancy and pop as those colors kind of contrast each other and vibrate on the page. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but I pulled out my drawer of scraps, literally a drawer of scraps. All right, I think I see where I'm going. I started with a few contrasting colors. And then I started to pull things that were like monochromatic almost. So this would be great with the florals. That changed my mindset. And I pulled out this scrap of paper. So I'm going to go with this scrap of paper and do something. And then I pulled out some blues and greens. Put all that back for later. I need some light blue. Okay, so we have patterned paper, a little bit of text. There's always more text. Then we have some blues, some neutral, kind of pale greens, and then some greens. All right, now I think I'm just going to start collaging and see what happens. Okay, that was pretty quick and spontaneous, and it was really fun to just play with the colors. I decided midway through, as you probably noticed, that I didn't like the whole flower shape that I'd drawn out of here, but I wanted to use kind of the petal shape. And once I cut those out, I also made a change and decided that spots where, at least for this design, spots where there was the white or the text was distracting. So I wanted to just play with the colors, and I trimmed those off. I did keep the section, I traced a circle, and that was the section that was the closest in color to what was in the patterned paper. So I think that really ties them together. This light blue would have been great to draw back in over top of things with this flower pattern, but this is such a small page and it's busy, so I don't think that it needs that. When it's a little drier, I'll go ahead and trim this that's sticking off the top edge of the page. But for now, that was really fun, and I'm just going to let that dry. Stay tuned next week. There might be another kind of inspiration with these paint chips because I have a ton. They're really just fun, quick, spontaneous, and, good inspiration. So hopefully the paint chips spark something for you if you want to go that route. And stay tuned. I will see you next week. As always, thanks for tuning in. And if you want to like or subscribe, hit all the buttons, do all the YouTube things. But thanks. See you next week.